This is the first time I've really dug deep and talked specifically. This is the first time I've really dug deep and talked specifically about what happened. This is the first time I've really dug deep and talked specifically about what happened to Victor. And it's hard. So I'm going to do my best. It's very hard. I got to meet him only briefly. He is the son of now former Oakland District 3 Councilmember Lynette McElhaney, who's a friend, as well as her husband. And this is one of those moments I remember where I was when I heard about it, and tried to basically lend a hand via my platform and get out the word and call for the apprehension of the person that did this, which eventually did happen. On March 11th, 2019, I wrote this at Oakland News Now blog. Victor McElhaney, the son of our beloved Oakland District 3 Councilmember Lynette McElhaney, was killed in Los Angeles on Sunday just after midnight. The person or persons who did this are still at large as of this writing. They must be found and brought to justice. According to reports, Victor was in an area of Ames Boulevard and Maple Avenue, located east of the University of Southern California campus. ABC 7 Los Angeles wrote, police say several suspects approached the victim, Victor, in what appeared to be a robbery attempt, fired at him, and then fled the scene in a vehicle. The shooting happened just after midnight. He was transported to a local hospital in critical condition and later died. CBS LA reports authorities said the shooting occurred in a parking lot at Adams Boulevard and Maple Avenue around 12:30 a.m. 3 or 4 men approached Victor McElhaney demanding money. One of the men shot the victim. Now, the LAPD came to know that 3 or 4 of these gentlemen, or these men, okay, 3 or 4 of these men were involved, and so began investigation that went on for some time until the recent culmination and apprehension of a man by the name of Ivan Hernandez. And so Ivan Hernandez pled no contest to this charge of, murder. And he was set for sentencing, which did occur on Monday. And so the LA District Attorney reported the entire sad event in this way. District Attorney Nathan J. Hackman announced that a man pled no contest today to first-degree murder in the killing of University of Southern California student Victor McElhaney in an attempted robbery in March 2019. This no contest plea, the DA said, ensures that the individual responsible for the senseless and tragic murder of Victor McElhaney will face the consequences of his actions. District Attorney Hackman then went on to say, Victor was a promising young 21-year-old university student, a talented drummer, an active member of USC's Center for Black Culture and Student Affairs, whose life was cut short by an act of pure violence. Our office will aggressively seek accountability for those who threaten the safety of our communities, and we will not tolerate such heinous crimes. Ivan Hernandez born December 7th, 1995, also admitted he personally used a gun in another case. The people are seeking a sentence of 35 years to life in prison. Sentencing was continued to April 30th, 2025 in Department 104 of the Clara Shortridge False Criminal Justice Center in Los Angeles. On March 10th, 2019, Hernandez fatally shot Victor McElhaney about a mile from the USC campus. The defendant was trying to rob the victim, and a group of his friends helped him. McElhaney was taken to a nearby hospital where he passed away. The case was prosecuted by Deputy District Attorney Brian Kang of the Major Crimes Division under the leadership of John McKinney, Director of the Bureau of Specialized Precautions, and Head Deputy Craig Hum. The case was also investigated by the LA Police Department's Robbery Homicide Division. And that should not have happened to a young man who is more than fulfilling his promise as a genius jazz musician. And later, the Oakland City Council held a tribute to Victor McElhaney, and I will present that to you right now because I was there to vlog it, and it is here in this. I'm going to present it right here on the screen so that you can enjoy it. We can both enjoy it. It's right here from Oakland City Council chambers. And here, I've got to remember to adjust my settings so that the audio has echo cancellation turned off so you can hear the video. Otherwise, we're in trouble. All right, so with that, here is the tribute to Victor McElhaney. Here is the tribute to Victor McElhaney. Here is the tribute to Victor McElhaney. I apologize for the echo, folks. I had another part of this video on in the background so I could share it through social media. So forgive me for that. But here we go again.
Fabulous. And thank you, Kev Joyce, for setting this up for us. And we continue to honor the life and the legacy and the work of Victor McElhaney. And next we're going to have a poetry reading. We have Paradise the Poet joining us. If you would join us at that side podium there, where Kev was just speaking from. And welcome and thank you so much for being with us here tonight as we continue to honor this life and the work going forward. Thank you.
Oakland, how's everybody doing? Oakland is a lot like jazz. And like jazz, there was a time when Oakland was considered by many to be a four-letter word. During the early stages of the emergence of jazz music, some people were calling it race music, cool music, jungle music, and worse. But when jazz started to take the nation by storm, some of those same critics started to claim they had invented jazz and were the kings of jazz. Even so, many of the people who used to look down their noses at Oakland now adore her. They want a piece of her. They even have a new Monopoly game out about Oakland called Oaklandopoly. And National Geographic recently rated Oakland one of the top 20 cities in the world to visit. Yes, Oakland. Not San Francisco, not Los Angeles, not New York, Oakland. But some of us have known Oakland to be special and have been working on the heart and soul of Oakland for a long time. The late, great Mary Rudd wrote a poem called Oakland is a Holy City, which inspired us to create a performance group and go on what we call the Oakland is a Holy City World Tour to show the world a different side of Oakland than what was then being portrayed in the media. So we veteran seasoned Oaklanders have seen too much blood, sweat, and tears spilled in the streets and soil and invested in the legacy of Oakland to just vacate the premises and give her away to some Johnny-come-lately pirates. If San Francisco is the heart of the Bay Area, Oakland is its soul. But in the last 30 years, Oakland has lost 60,000 of its soul folk, more than a third of the black population. And if Oakland continues to lose its soul, its diversity, its artists, its culture, its uniqueness, its jazz, who's going to give a hoot about Oakland? This poem, called Entering Oakland, is a spoof of what used to be the greetings on many of Oakland's border signs. Anybody remember that? This poem, slightly updated, was a catalyst to help me to get those signs replaced with Welcome to Oakland signs. Entering Oakland. Beware, you are now entering Oakland. Or I'm about to have a stroke there because I've been doing too much coke there, so I'm broke there. And eat my heels like the smoke there because all my neighbors are crying soap there. So roll up your car windows, lock your doors, hide your diapers, watch your back, guard your children. You are now between beautiful folk there. So put on your bulletproof vest and helmet and ride here if you have any, and proceed at your own risk if you don't. And if you have to get out of the car, run. Don't walk. I repeat, run. Don't walk to your destination and you don't stop. And you don't stop. And you don't stop. Honey, if you see Hammer. Oh, yes, that's what's In Vogue, Mark Curry, Clint Eastwood, Tom Hanks, Tony, Cam Choice, Angela Davis, Alice Walker, Whoopi Goldberg, Sheila E., the Pointer Sisters, Sly and Family Stone, Maxine Hung Kingston, Ricky Henderson are one of the directors of blockbuster films like Blind Spotting, Sorry to Bother You, Black Panther, are the Scandalicious Kerry Washington, are the likes of another Rondell, Mother Wright, Reginald Lockett, Soul Beats, Chuck Johnson, Chauncey Bailey, Maya Angelou, Tupac, Bruce Lee, just keep on going. And you don't stop. Not even see those exciting Golden State Warriors, Oakland A's, or Oakland Raiders at the Coliseum. And you don't stop at the Paramount, Lake Parkway, Thomas Spots, or Black Preparatory Theater. And you don't stop at Chinatown, Lake Bear, Jack Winter Square. You don't stop at Swan, East One Mall, Chicago Observatory, Children's Fairyland, Northern Park Zoo, or Lake Tuskar. And you don't stop at Jimmy's, Jeffrey's, Dorsey's, Joseph's, Kimball's, or Eli's Hot Club, because you might get the blues. And you don't stop at the Oakland Museum, the African American Museum, the Oakland Museum of Children's Art, Pro Arts, Joyce Gordon, 70s, or Concept Culture Gallery. And you don't stop at Festival at the Lake, Art and Soul, First Fridays, the Malcolm X Jazz Festival, Highway Day, Paradise Day, the Black Cowboy Parade, the Black Joy Parade, or the Chinatown Street Fair. And you don't stop at the London Center, the Elevation Center, the Trust God Joseph Center, the East Oakland Phillips Center, the Cigar Chavez Center, the Eastside Arts Alliance Center, or one of the 16 libraries. And you don't stop. Not even if you smell this, Everett or Walker's Barbecue. Are you stuck here? Fenton's, ice cream, or one of the lowest high wings pies, calling your name. You keep going as fast as you can, thinking, oh my God, I'm in Cozy Land. And you don't stop. And we don't want you to, so why don't you just barge up and hide them through? Keep your pretty paws off of West Oakland, North Oakland, East Oakland too. But wait a minute, what happened to South Oakland? South Oakland is Alameda. Oaklands are all over. San Francisco is West Oakland. Antioch and Pittsburgh are North Oakland. Mexico is South Bell Oakland. Palestine is Middle East Oakland. Chase on the soil of Oakland and the sunshine and the heat of Oakland will go somewhere else too. Because you can run from the spectrum that is Oakland, but you can't hide because all roads lead to Oakland. And this is Planet Oakland. This ain't no joke land, broke land, coke land, choke land, or coke land. This is Hopeland, Wokeland, International Folkland, the blue and white collar workers land. Because we can make this work, we can make anything worth playing. Oakland is God's plan, and the future of Oakland is in divine hands. All you can do is decide whether you want to be on the right or wrong side of history, because can't you see, we're still here. The indigenous, the lone, through genocide and gentrification, being ground zero for the chemical warfare crack bomb that was dropped on Black America through the spell of our self-help movements, leaving behind violence and mental illness. We're still recovering. But we're still here with some new movements as vibrant as ever. Because you can monopolize property, but you can't monopolize the spirit of Oakland. It's heart and soul. We the people will tell Oakland's story and reap Oakland's income for his glory and fulfill Oakland's inevitable destiny. So don't pay attention to our life concentration points, artists in the world, there are hundreds of thousands of people who live here on purpose, even though there's no barrier there, I say. People only live in Oakland because they can't get away. We be stuck with all this beauty, excitement, and cultural diversity. We be swimming in it because we be living large, and we won't stop, and we won't stop, and we won't stop.
And continuing to send our honor on the life of Victor McElhaney and our blessings and love to Councilmember Lynette McElhaney tonight. And now, Madam Clerk, we'll have the roll call.
Now, for those of you who might say, hey, what happened there? It went black. I don't know why that happened, folks, except that I, as it was playing, thought, well, how do I handle this? And so while you were listening to it, I managed to go to KTOP, actually first the Oakland City Council agenda, did a search for Victor's place on the agenda. That was that day of 19th of March, that was 2019. And yeah, I found the City Council meeting. And so here it is right here, because Victor's portion of the program started right at the beginning of this, well, April 2nd, 2019. ceremony here. So here we are. It's playing, folks. It's a little slow. Let's see here. Hopefully I don't get a... here we are. I wonder if it has audio attached to it. I thought it did. Huh. Oh boy, maybe this is one of those todays. Let's see. Does it? Now you can hear the volume coming up. Slowly. This is the first time I've ever seen it. It's blurry a bit. And hopefully there's decent sound quality. We're about to find out. Let's move it forward a tad. Still not quite. Everybody will get a symbol at some point. Let's see, they're all gathering around. You can faintly hear them playing. This, I downloaded this. This is MP4. This is not off KTOP. You can hear the volume coming up. Bit there. Hopefully it comes up a lot more. You can see everyone commiserating. Let's move this a little bit forward. There we are.
Good evening and welcome to the Oakland City Council meeting. We are having our special meeting starting at 4:30. We will be starting with a special honor and tribute to remember and uplift the life of Victor McElhaney, who was slain recently and whose life was taken from us far too soon. And so I really want to appreciate everyone who's been involved in putting this together, and also send our love and blessings to Councilmember Lynette McElhaney, who is excused tonight, but who we send our well wishes to. And so, Mr. Ray Leon, from Larry Reed's office, are you going to introduce Kev Choice, or is Kev Choice going to come up? Would you introduce the group that has come to share in this tribute? Thank you so much for setting this up.
Thank you, Madam President. On behalf of the Oakland City Council and in memory of Victor, I'd like to introduce someone who is known to all of us in the Bay Area and the East Bay. And he will introduce our invited guests and our special kids here this evening in memory of Victor McElhaney. I give to you now Mr. Kev Choice.
Thank you, Council, President, community. Victor McElhaney was a son of Oakland, a product of our village, a beacon of light as a musician, a young brother with a conscience to take his music and make a change in the world. I taught him in Oakland Public Conservatory of Music, which is a school program here in Oakland. He was a student at Oakland School for the Arts. He went on to East Bay, Cal State East Bay to study music, and was completing his term at USC, studying music at the Distinguished Thornton School of Music. And we just want to pay tribute to him. We're going to be paying tribute to him forever and honoring his light and his love and his passion, keeping his family in prayers, keeping Lynette in his prayers, keeping Clarence in our prayers. So our students from Oakland School for the Arts would like to play this song for Victor. We have Jayla on drums, Max on sax, Josephine on guitar, and Edgar on bass. And I'm going to let them take it away.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Fabulous. And thank you, Kev Choice, for setting this up for us. And we continue to honor the life and the legacy and the work of Victor McElhaney. And next, we're going to have a poetry reading. We have Paradise the Poet joining us. If you would join us at that side podium there, where Kev was just speaking from. And welcome and thank you so much for being with us here tonight as we continue to honor this life and the work going forward. Thank you.
Oakland, how's everybody doing? Oakland is a lot like jazz. And like jazz, there was a time when Oakland was considered by many to be a four-letter word. During the early stages of the emergence of jazz music, some people were calling it race music, coon music, jungle music, which I kind of like, and worse. But when jazz started to take the nation by storm, some of those same critics started to claim they had invented jazz and were the kings of jazz. Even so, many of the people who used to look down their noses at Oakland now adore her. They want a piece of her. They even have a new Monopoly game out about Oakland called Oaklandopoly. And National Geographic recently rated Oakland one of the top 20 cities in the world to visit. Yes, Oakland. Not San Francisco, not Los Angeles, not New York, Oakland. But some of us have known Oakland to be special and have been working on the heart and soul of Oakland for a long time. The late, great Mary Rudge wrote a poem called Oakland is a Holy City, which inspired us to get a performance group and go on what we call the Oakland is a Holy City World Tour to show the world a different side of Oakland than what was then being portrayed in the media. So we veteran seasoned Oaklanders have seen too much blood, sweat, and tears spilled in the streets and soil and invested in the legacy of Oakland to just vacate the premises and give her away to some Johnny-come-lately pirates. If San Francisco is the heart of the Bay Area, Oakland is its soul. But in the last 30 years, Oakland has lost 60,000 of its soul folk, more than a third of its black population. And if Oakland continues to lose its soul, its diversity, its artists, its culture, its uniqueness, its jazz, who's going to give a hoot about Oakland? This poem, called Entering Oakland, is a spoof of what used to be the greetings on many of Oakland's border signs. Anybody remember that? This poem, slightly updated, was a catalyst in helping to get those signs replaced with Welcome to Oakland signs. Entering Oakland. Beware, you are now entering Oakland. Or I'm about to have a stroke land because I've been doing too much coke land, so I'm broke land and eat my heels like the smoke land because all my neighborhoods are crime soaked land. So roll up your car windows, lock your doors, hide your valuables, watch your back, guard your children. You are now entering pitiful folk land. So put on your bulletproof vest, helmet, and ride gear if you have any, and proceed at your own risk if you don't. And if you have to get out of the car, run. Don't walk. I repeat, run. Don't walk to your destination, and you don't stop. And you don't stop. And you don't stop. Not even if you see Hammer. This audience has no sense of humor. Right? In Vogue, Mark Curry, Clint Eastwood, Tom Hanks, Tony, Cab Choice, Angela Davis, Alice Walker, Whoopi Goldberg, Sheila E., the Pointer Sisters, Sly and the Family Stone, Maxine Hung Kingston, Ricky Henderson are one of the directors of the blockbuster films like Blind Spotting, Sorry to Bother You, and Black Panther, are the scandalicious Kerry Washington, are the likes of another Ron Dellums, Mother Wright, Reginald Lockett, Soul Beats, Chuck Johnson, Chauncey Bailey, Maya Angelou, Tupac, or Bruce Lee. Just keep on going, and you don't stop. Not even to see those exciting Golden State Warriors, Oakland A's, or Oakland Raiders at the Coliseum. And you don't stop at the Paramount, Grand Lake Parkway, Calvin Simmons Fox, or Black Repertory Theater. And you don't stop at Chinatown, Lake Merritt, or Jack London Square. And you don't stop at Swans, East Blunt Mall, the Chabot Observatory, Children's Fairyland, the Nolan Park Zoo, or Lake Temescal. And you don't stop at Jimmy's, Jeffrey's, Dorsey's, Josie's, Kimball's, or Eli's Mile High Club because you might get the blues. And you don't stop at the Oakland Museum, the African American Museum, the Mocha Museum of Children's Arts, Pro Arts, Joyce Gordon Samuels, or Concept Cultural Gallery. And you don't stop at Festival at the Lake, Art and Soul, First Fridays, the Malcolm X Jazz Festival, High Road Day, Paradise Day, the Black Cowboy Parade, the Black Joy Parade, or the Chinatown Street Fair. And you don't stop at the Malunga Center, the Ella Baker Center, the Prescott Joseph Center, the East Oakland Youth Development Center, the Cesar Chavez Center, the Eastside Arts Alliance Center, or one of the 16 libraries. And you don't stop, not even if you smell Flint's, Everett's, or Walker's Barbecue. Or you start to hear Fenton's ice cream, or one of the lowest Pie Queen's pies calling your name. You keep going as fast as you can, thinking, oh my God, I'm in Uzi land. And you don't stop, and we don't want you to, so why don't you just barge your behind on through? Keep your greedy paws off of West Oakland, North Oakland, and East Oakland too. But wait a minute, what happened to South Oakland? South Oakland is Alameda.
There you go.
Oaklanders are all over. San Francisco is West Oakland. Antioch and Pittsburgh are North Oakland. Mexico is South Fruitvale, Oakland. And Palestine is the Middle East Oakland. Chase all the soul out of Oakland, and the sunshine, the genie of Oakland will go somewhere else too. Because you can run from the specter that is Oakland, but you can't hide because all roads lead to Oakland. And this is Planet Oakland. This ain't no joke land, broke land, croak land, choke land, or coke land. This is Hope land, woke land, international folk land, the blue and white collar workers land. Because we can make this work, we can make anything work land. Oakland is God's plan, and the future of Oakland is in divine hands. All you can do is decide whether you want to be on the right or wrong side of history, because can't you see? We're still here. The indigenous, the Ohlone, through genocide and gentrification and being ground zero for the chemical warfare crack bomb that was dropped on Black America to dispel all our self-help movements, leaving behind violence and mental illness we're still recovering from. But we're still here with some new movements as vibrant as ever, because you can monopolize property, but you can't monopolize the spirit of Oakland. Its heart and soul. We, the people, will tell Oakland's story and reap Oakland's incomprehensible glory and fulfill Oakland's inevitable destiny. So don't pay any attention to our highest concentration of poets and artists in the world, land, and hundreds of thousands of people who live here on purpose, even though there's no there, as you say. People only live in Oakland because they can't get away. We be stuck with all this beauty, excitement, and cultural diversity. We be swimming in it because we be living large, and we won't stop, and we won't stop, and we won't stop. Until we're through.
Thank you very much. Expressing our gratitude for Paradise the Poet, as well as for our youth musicians and Kev Choice, and continuing to send our honor on the life of Victor McElhaney and our blessings and love to Councilmember Lynette McElhaney tonight. And now, Madam Clerk, we'll have the roll call.
Have we had the Pledge of Allegiance?
Would you like?
Okay, folks, that with that nice little find, and that's exactly what happened. I have some more work to do. I will do later. So stay tuned for an update of this. With some remastering of certain areas, so that Victor's life is properly presented. Anyway, I grieve with my friend Lynette and her husband and her family forever, because it's just an unspeakable horror that you've got to talk about, if only to remind people of the necessity of looking out for each other. So don't let your friend walk alone at night anywhere. And that's all I have to say about that. I just wish I could reverse the clock and have been down there myself. But I think that's all I'll say about that. But the best we can do is, well, videos like this. Make sure that people are reminded and know. And I think Lynette released a statement that I think is appropriate to read at this point in time. And since I got it, and excuse me for a second, it appeared and was quite poignant and more than necessary to hear, given for a whole host of reasons, a whole host of reasons, and just is quite sad. I'm sorry, it really is. Sons should always live longer than their mothers and fathers. That's the way it's written. So for Ivan to do what he did to Victor can only be described as the ultimate sin, and nothing else. And nothing else. It was absolutely horrible. Absolutely horrible. So I'm looking for her statement. I apologize because it came in the mail, but the trouble is trying to remember which mail, because I have more than one, and it's been a particularly rough day. But we'll prevail and get this. Hold on a second. It was a short statement she issued that I opened and then set aside specifically with the objective of using it here. And let's see here. Still going. And now I'm better try this. Okay, try that. Okay. It's still disappointing that I can't see it there. Nope. Wait a second. Here. And still not. Wow. Not there yet. Wow. Let's. Came specific to my email yesterday, and I'm going to have to locate it. Going to have to locate it, and then I suppose once I locate it, I'll edit out all the rest of this so I can move on with the presentation of a smoother effort. But they say it's the thought that counts, and I most wholeheartedly agree. It is always the thought that counts. It is always the effort that counts. And sometimes the execution may be less than what you want, but you never, ever cease the idea of moving forward. Because the worst thing you can do is to do nothing. So let's see here. Now And I may have to actually contact her to have it resent because somehow, I do not know why, not hasn't appeared here. I am going to try something else. Let's see here. Right, see here. I wonder if I can locate it on her Facebook page. Down there. I may be able to. So, Lynette. There she is. Okay, there's Lynette. No, that goes up to community servant, but it doesn't have her statement. So therefore, wait a minute. Nope, it doesn't. So what I'm going to have to do is find it because it's not where I put it. And then, hold on a second. And then I found it. I found it. I did find it. I did find it. Okay. And now that I found it, I will put it in the appropriate field here and read it. So, stop screen, share screen, and go get it right here. And voila, there it is. Now, I don't expect you to squint. I am going to zoom in, if at all possible. It's not letting me zoom in because it's Facebook. Okay, there is perhaps another way, like that. Yeah, there. Oh, that's a bit too much. There, okay. On Monday, following Mother's Day, this is Lynette's statement. I witnessed Ivan Hernandez being sentenced to 35 years to life in prison after he admitted to the first-degree murder of my son, USC jazz drummer Victor McElhaney, my only biological child. I was serving my second term on the Oakland City Council at the time of his death. Victor, a gifted musician and passionate advocate for social justice, was 21 years old when he was killed during an attempted robbery near the USC campus on March 10th, 2019, just 1 month before his 22nd birthday. He was a student at USC's Thornton School of Music, where he was pursuing his dream of becoming a professional jazz drummer. Family and friends of Victor McElhaney gathered at the Los Angeles Superior Court on Monday morning to witness the sentencing and see the confessed murderer for the last time since his 2019 arrest. Hernandez's mother and siblings were also present. During the emotional proceeding, Victor's father, Clarence McElhaney, spoke of his son's remarkable life. He was born 2 months early, weighing less than a 5-pound bag of sugar, he said. He was a light. He sought and brought joy everywhere he went. He was helpful and thoughtful. He was pure love. He made music because he knew music had the power to heal. In a tearful address to the court, I explained how my son had transformed my life. He was the most beautiful child and grew to be a beautiful man. Victor was all about love. I continued, this feels like something, but it does not feel like justice. You cannot bring Victor back. That's what I want. So the system has asked for a life for life, and they will place you behind bars. But that is not a life. For Victor's life, you owe me a drummer. You owe me a poet. You owe me, in this world, a healer. So become that. You have the time. Give your mother something to hold that is more than a memory of your worst moment in life. As we were leaving the courtroom, I saw Ivan's mother crying. I went to offer her comfort, one mother to another, on losing sons. I hugged her as she through her own tears, offered her apology for the death of my son. I told her to take heart in knowing that her son still has breath and an opportunity to make something of his life. And God bless Jayla Hernandez's mother, and God bless you, Lynette, and God bless you and your family. And again, my condolences. Thank you for your time.